Hey everyone, it's your pal NES Chronicles here, and today we're taking a look at a real oddball from the late 80s, A Boy and His Blob. Now when you think of NES games, you probably picture plumbers jumping on turtles or space bounty hunters battling alien brains, but this is something different. Look at this. It's a kid and his, amorphous white jelly bean fueled friend. It's like someone took the buddy cop formula and replaced the grizzled veteran with a sentient blob of goo, and honestly, I'm here for it. So, the story goes that our silent protagonist, the boy, has traveled to the distant planet of Blobolonia to overthrow an evil emperor, and his only companion is Blobbert, an amazing shape-shifting blob who's powered by, you guessed it, jelly beans. Now, these aren't your average run-of-the-mill jelly beans. Oh no, depending on the flavor you feed Blobbert, he transforms into all sorts of useful things. We're talking about ladders, trampolines, and even a hole? Yeah, a hole. Don't ask me how that works. It's video game logic, folks. A Boy and His Blob is a puzzle game at its heart, but with a really quirky twist. You gotta figure out which jelly beans to use in which situations to progress. It's not always obvious, and sometimes you'll be scratching your head, wondering if you've suddenly developed a severe jelly bean deficiency. If you were a kid back in the day and you were used to platformers like Super Mario Bros. Or action-adventure games like The Legend of Zelda, picking up A Boy and His Blob must have felt like landing on another planet. Blobolonia, perhaps? There's no jumping for starters. Our little dude here is, well, he's not exactly athletic. He shuffles along at a leisurely pace, and his main form of interaction with the environment is throwing jelly beans at his blobby pal. In games like Metroid or Castlevania, you are constantly upgrading your weapons, getting new abilities, and feeling like a total powerhouse. Here, well, your power comes from strategic deployment of sugary treats. It's a different kind of power fantasy, I suppose. The power of processed sugar. And speaking of different, let's talk about the controls. They're pure late 80s jank in all their glory. You've got one button to throw a jelly bean and another to whistle. And that whistle isn't just for fun though. It's actually crucial. If Blobbert transforms into something and you move too far away, he'll revert back to his blobby form. So you gotta whistle to keep him close. It's like having a very needy, very versatile, and very white dog made of, goo. Alright, let's be real. A Boy and His Blob isn't exactly a walk in the park. Some of these puzzles can be downright cryptic. There were definitely times as a kid, and even now if I'm being honest, where I just threw every single jelly bean I had at Blobbert in sheer desperation. Comparing it to other games of the era, A Boy and Its Blob really stands out. While games like Mega Man focused on fast-paced action and precise platforming, and titles like Bubble Bobble offered cooperative arcade fun, Blob was all about slow, deliberate puzzle solving, and this bizarre yet enduring relationship between the boy and his gelatinous pal. It's almost like a precursor to some of the more experimental puzzle platformers we see today. You could even argue it has some thematic similarities to games like Ico or The Last Guardian, where the core gameplay revolves around the bond between two very different characters. Of course, instead of a griffin-like creature, you have a sentient blancmange. The graphics, while simple, have a certain charm. The animations are surprisingly expressive, especially Blobbert's transformations. You can almost feel his blobby enthusiasm for turning into a ladder, and the sound design, while limited by the NES hardware, does a decent job of conveying the squishy nature of our gooey friend. But let's not sugarcoat it, pun intended. A Boy and His Blob has its flaws. The slow pace can be frustrating for some, and those cryptic puzzles can lead to moments of pure, unadulterated NES controller throwing rage. Plus, the lack of any real combat might turn off players looking for a more action-oriented experience. However, despite its quirks and occasional frustrations, there's something undeniably special about A Boy and Its Blob. It's a game that dared to be different, that tried something new, and for that it deserves a lot of credit. The bond between the boy and Blobbert is genuinely heartwarming in a weird, jelly bean-fueled kind of way, and when you finally solve a particularly tough puzzle, there's a real sense of accomplishment. So, should you dust off your old NES and give A Boy and His Blob a try? If you're looking for a unique puzzle-solving experience with a healthy dose of 8-bit charm and a whole lot of jelly beans, then absolutely. Just be prepared for some head-scratching moments and the occasional urge to ask a white blob for life advice. Alright, that's my look back at A Boy and His Blob on the NES. What do you think of this quirky classic? Did you play it back in the day? Let me know your thoughts and your favorite or least favorite jelly bean transformations in the comments below. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to NES Chronicles, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another retro gaming review. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep running, keep jumping, and keep gaming. I'm out.